Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. And tonight I am here with the usual suspects of Juan Ledesma.
Hey, it's good to be back, motherfucker.
Hey, aka Jizz, motherfucker. Zit zit. Juan Intelligence.
Okay, no, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh
Stop.
yes, me. I'm the idiot. Also here with Jay Co. Hey Jay.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, welcome back. And I'm Sean, and this is our theme music. No, Juan has never been our theme music. Hey everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, Season 7. Season 7.
Yeah.
That is Season 7, Episode 1. And we're back. We did it. We're here again.
And we're back to Juantober.
We are back. Yes, this is Juantober. Hey, you know what? That funnily enough, the coupon code still works. So
funnily enough, we still have that one shirt.
Yeah,
Julio.
we do. We still have that. We do have that one shirt that Julio and Herbert refused to wear. And I think
At
Peter
the same
said,
time.
Yeah, I think Peter said he was going to buy it. You know, but no pressure. But Juan, you know what this says, right? With this episode included,
I read your fucking Facebook post. Yes, I'm a couple episodes away from eating dick cake.
Yeah. Well, yes, the podcast is 2 years old. So if you've been along with us for that entire time, thanks for sticking with us. Thing number 2 is, Juan, what I was saying is that this is the 85th episode. You know what that means?
We're 85 episodes, 15 I don't know.
Yeah, we're 15 episodes away from you putting a delicious cylindrical pastry inside of your mouth.
Baklava?
Yeah, you do whatever you want, man.
A cuernito?
I don't think I'm going to make it to 100.
I mean, I guess that this intro is an indication, right? But hey, we're here. We made it. Well, welcome back, Jay. Welcome back. I just need you to make it to 99, and then we'll
just stop.
Well, no, and
short.
Then we'll have.
I thought it was supposed to be 100, so we stopped one short. That's fine with me. Good deal.
That's okay, Juan. Yeah, no, you didn't let me finish my thought. We're gonna stop at 99, and then we're gonna have Jay jump the shark, and then the show will end.
You would literally jump the shark.
Yeah, that's the
with
point.
With the leather jacket.
No, we'll do 99. I'll do 99, and then I'll get recast, and then you guys can start from the B side.
Yeah, and we'll pretend we'll just pretend like we'll have someone replace Jay, and we'll just pretend that it's normal.
Yeah, call him Jay. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
But
yeah.
but guys,
but where are we gonna find another melting pot of ethnicities?
No one knows what I am. I'm just a voice.
You're Samoan, right?
I'm just a voice that people listen to.
He's a buttery voice reaching out to the people across the 85 listeners.
Wow, the man crush just got deeper in this freaking season, man.
I only sound like a valley girl with a deep voice.
Totes, bet.
What are you saying? But how have you guys been? I mean, Juan, what have you been up to?
It's Juantober. My decorations went out October 1st. And because we live in the ghetto, my wife has me watching the fucking camera 24/7, make sure our inflatables don't walk away. And you guys are probably thinking you're being paranoid, but the fact of the matter is, when I put colorized lights, we had somebody visit us at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and jack all of them.
That's pretty dope.
You're so white.
You've known me for how long, and you barely realize that?
Yeah, you claim Mexican when it's convenient.
No. I've always said I'm whitewashed. I'm proud of my heritage, but let's face it, I'm whitewashed, and I do enjoy Halloween and Christmas, and we decorate. So, fuck you very much. This year we have inflatables. We have a Gizmo inflatable and the Hitchhiking Ghost inflatables.
Oh,
congratulations!
Oh, and a scarecrow.
Are you in a competition with your neighbors? Or are you who can erect the most decorations?
The squatters finally got evicted, so I have no neighbors to my left. The people on my right don't care, and that's it. Nobody else really decorates.
I hope some homeless people have sex with your inflatables.
I hope so too, because I'll have it on camera.
You know what? Yes, I'm going to need you to take a video of that homeless guy sticking his dick inside the thumb part of that hitchhiking ghost. He's going to be giving him a handy on video, dude. It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
That homeless person's going to be you, isn't it? You're going to come over.
Why? What?
How is he a homeless guy? He has a home.
Yeah,
no, he does have a home, but he's going to come over here, pretend to be a homeless person, just so he could get a handy from the hitchhiking ghost.
Well, Juan, I'm going to go ahead and ask Jay how he's doing since you're being ridiculous. Jay, how was your hiatus?
I'm being ridiculous. Screw you.
It's good, Sean. I recently just watched Dahmer.
Oh, that's Evan Peters, right?
Is it good?
It's really good, and I feel bad for binging it because now I feel like a evil person inside.
That's Evan Peters, right? That's he's getting a lot of praise from folks.
Evan Peters, is that the guy from?
Yeah, it's Quicksilver.
In American Horror Story, right?
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, it's really good. And then I went on to this deep dive of Jeffrey Dahmer and serial killer info.
Wasn't he killed in prison?
Yeah, he was.
For being a racist, right? Like he was killed by a black man.
I think he was a little more than a racist.
But I think he wasn't he killed for targeting African American people.
Well, he was also gay, and he liked black guys' bodies.
Is that the it puts the lotion on the skin guy? Is that who that is?
No, that was Ed Gein. All those characters were based off of Ed Gein.
Well, Jay, listen. If Juan disappears, I'm not going to ask any questions. All right. My wife is really into those serial killers, but she didn't watch Dahmer because she said, I don't know how many times you can retell the story of Dahmer, but it sounds like really, really interesting. So I'll see if she'll give it a go.
I never really knew too much about Jeffrey Dahmer. I just knew he was a serial killer. I didn't know a lot about him. So when I was watching, most of it was new information for me.
Yeah, I don't know jack shit about Dahmer. I guess stuff started surfacing after the Netflix series became popular. So that's where I learned that he was killed in prison and why he was killed in prison.
I was thinking, like, watching Dahmer, I felt like that's how they should have ended Dexter. He should have.
Oh, see now
he should have been caught, and he should have been tried, and then he should have died in prison for his sins, just like Dahmer.
Just like no, instead of in the forest in the snow, poetically being killed by his son.
I did. Yeah, that was stupid. But
well, geez, good thing I didn't like the show.
I liked everything up until then, but then I was like,
Oh, well, it's just gonna be stupid. Yeah. I'm sorry, you were saying.
I did watch this Watch Mojo video on the last moments of serial killers, and some of them had some pretty funny moments. Like there was this one serial killer. I think he was in like the 20s or 30s, and whenever they had the electric chair as the form of execution, and his name was Greg Apple, and then his last words were, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see a baked apple."
That's great. That's fucking great. At least in his last moments, it still had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Apparently, John Wayne Gacy, when they gave him the lethal injection, they asked him if he had any last words, and he said,
"That's the clown guy, right?"
He said, "Kiss my ass."
Oh my God.
Hey, since it's Wantover and it's Halloween month, if you were to get the chair, what would your last words be?
If I would get the chair,
yeah,
I don't know. It's something I would have to think about. I don't think I can improv it.
I would tell you right now, I have no clue what my last words would be, but I know absolutely what I would want to eat for my last meal.
What is it?
It's gonna be a bacon Western cheeseburger.
Oh, come on.
A slice of pepperoni Costco pizza and one of those like Costco hot dogs.
That would be your last fucking meal.
Yeah.
You're about to get Old Sparky, and your last fucking meal is junk food.
Well, I mean,
what? Am I gonna get fat? What?
Who
what's
gives a shit?
Yeah.
I would go for the greasiest fucking food and like the greasiest fucking steak and hope I die of a heart attack before old Sparky gets me.
I'd get the 10 taco deals and make sure that the chorizos.
Holy shit. That is memories right there, man.
Jesus Christ, man.
Fucking A, dude.
Talk about deep cuts. Well, Jay, man, it sounds like you, hopefully, like I said, if Juan disappears, I won't ask any questions.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't think I could kill or be a serial killer because they have, they're very organized. Well, most of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, to be like killing people for as long as they are, yeah, they're like better organized than the cops because the cops never catch them. That's how you know.
No, but don't the majority of them get caught because they get overly confident and cocky?
No, you know what? A lot, like in the beginning of the series, the Limit series, like a lot of neighbors were complaining, "Oh, it smells."
It's like, did you take your trash out?
It smells.
No.
And then like his excuse was like, "Oh, that's just bad meat." And then they were like, "Well, all right."
So was Dahmer eating his victims or?
Yeah. I like a lot of it was he didn't want the people that he lured to leave. So he sedated a lot of them and then he strangled them so that he could just keep them. And then he started cutting up the bodies as like trophies. And then at one point he started eating the organs because he wanted a piece of them inside of him, you know?
Holy
Jesus. And you said he favored black people?
Well, he just favored like very attractive young men. Well, he lived in like a gentrified neighborhood, so it was mostly like African American and minorities, and he'd like frequent this gay bar, so he would meet a lot of like young gay black dudes.
It's a little scary.
I mean, the way that he got caught, it's crazy because he lured some guy back to his apartment saying that he'll pay him $50 to just take photos. And then he put like handcuffs on him. He tried to sedate him, but he didn't go for it. But like the guy got loose and he broke out of Dahmer's apartment, ran down the street and ran into some police who then didn't believe him at first. And then they took him back to Dahmer's apartment so that he could get the key to get the handcuffs off. And then the police were trying to look for the key and they found the pictures of the mutilated bodies.
Well, you know why the police didn't believe him? Because he didn't like show up in his house in a car and go, "Hey, player, I'm taking you out," and then kidnap him.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's why.
looked like a regular creepy white dude.
Aren't handcuffs like universal keys? Like, couldn't they just use their key to unlock it?
I don't know. I don't have a pair of handcuffs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
well,
neither do I. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well. Anyway, moving on. I wasn't up to much. Though we did go to the circus. Juan and I, we did go to the circus. He forgot his.
I know someone's a fan of the circus.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone offered me the opportunity to go to the circus, and I was like, "Oh, I know exactly who would want to go." So, so I called Juan and was like, "Hey, man, you want to go to the circus?" We got the kids together and had a good time. We sat right in the front. That was my first time going to a circus, and it was a really good time. And some of the stuff I saw, I think I had anxiety while I was watching it because I really thought I might see someone get horribly mangled that night.
So, like when they were doing the pendulum, I can't remember the official name. Did you actually get freaked out, like when he's jumping rope and tripped on it?
I don't remember that. The thing I'm talking about, they put
The
these
motorcycle?
like these guys in this ball with the motorcycle, like Bart Simpson in the Simpsons movie. And then they put another guy inside. There's two dudes in there. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like and then they stop and they put a third guy inside. And I was just like, I have no clue. I'm like, I might see someone's last moments tonight. It was.
I enjoyed looking over to my oldest daughter and like getting freaked out, and I had to like lean over and be like, it's part of the show. They add these moments of suspense to keep you on the edge of
and the kids had a really good time, and Juan seemed very 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 happy with it. So
he's got a boner for the circus.
Yeah, well, he was still upset. He's like, "There's no animals here, but the show should be good."
There's no circus animals in California. Period.
Well, I didn't know that.
Didn't they stop?
Yeah.
Didn't they stop beating animals to train them in the circus?
No. Some circuses still have animals, and fun fact: the circus we went to used to have tigers. I think they had about 7 or 8 tigers, and a couple of years back, and they could be 10 years ago, when they were in Burbank, one of the tigers was killed by the other tigers. So that caused people to start protesting and all that stuff. And eventually they just stopped having animals in that circus.
You know, I blame Carol Baskin for that one.
That's true. That's yeah. I still think she did it to this day. Well, guys, it sounds like we had a very eventful break, and we did 2 reviews. We did a review of House of Dragons, and we did a review of something that's not coming to mind right now because that would
Cobra
be
Kai, motherfucker.
That would be useful.
Kai.
Yes, Cobra Kai.
Kai never dies, motherfucker. And Sony greenlit a movie, bitches.
Oh, did they? Well, good for them. We can watch. I didn't realize Ralph Macchio was like 60 years old.
Oh, yeah.
He's really good for 60.
He is the age of Pat Mr. Miyagi was when he shot the Cobra.
Wait. Hold on. Pat who?
Mr. Miyagi was.
Pat who? What's the actor's name?
McConaughey?
Yeah, Pat McConaughey as Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, Pat McConaughey.
Pat Morena?
Pat Morena. No, that's the guy. You're talking about Steve Stefanovich. He's
Pat Tamagotchi.
Jack Stefan.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But Pat Morita. Yeah. He's but yeah, he looks really good for 60. I didn't realize he was that old. Jesus Christ. Well, but moving on. First I'll say, these show notes were not written by me today, and they weren't written by Juan. They were written by Jay. So Juan, you can get off your fucking high horse now. You can get off your high horse of show notes.
Next show notes I write, I'm just going to paste a bunch of links.
Well,
links that you didn't even click on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't subscribe to clickbait.
Neither does your mother.
Well, she's dead, motherfucker. Thank you.
Oh shit! When did that happen?
You're not Batman. But Jay, first of all, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the world since we've been gone, and chief among them is I feel like the world in and of itself has been openly more racist than ever. But Jay, in the first article here that we wanted to talk about is the casting of the live action Little Mermaid. We talked about it a little bit before last season, but like they had yet to release a trailer for the movie yet. So I should ask first, did you guys watch the trailer of the movie?
Yeah.
Juan, did you get a chance to watch it?
Believe it or not, no.
Really?
Yeah.
No good excuse? Great.
No. I refuse to watch it. It doesn't really attract me just because of the stupid controversy that it's causing. Like I'm still probably going to see it once it comes out because I'm a Disney fan, but people, there's bigger things to get upset about, and the casting of a Little Mermaid is the dumbest thing ever.
Well, I mean, they're also complaining that it's too dark.
Oh, dude, I saw a video of somebody doing the comparison of like it's supposed to be dark because she's trapped in that world, and when she's in her grotto, the light coming from above is just the beacon of hope of outside of the world. So it's supposed to be dark. People are stupid.
Yeah, and there's actually people that kind of like retouched it so it makes it look lighter, and then they also did they retouched it so they made Ariel look lighter as well.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, dude. No, and if you would have clicked through the links here, one of the videos is like, there's a person on the internet, I think Twitter, who says, "Hey, here's a trailer. I fixed it." Using the air quotes, fixed. And yes, he went through like frame by frame and basically digitally altered Halle Bailey's skin tone to look more white. That is because that is the right way.
The other thing that I found funny is people on my feed, and I almost I've toned down a lot on on Facebook because people are just stupid over everything. But one person tried to dignify that the reason they don't like The Little Mermaid is not because of the casting, but because the vocals sound horrible and it's not a good casting vocal wise. And I'm like, who are you trying to kid? Like you're just trying to hide the fact that you're being dumb behind the fact that the vocals don't sound good. Come on.
No, she sounds amazing.
Yeah, I've never heard this girl before, but she can sing. She can sing.
Yeah, but the person on my Facebook is like, no. And in my mind, I'm like, you're a racist trying to hide the fact that you're a racist.
Well, you know, Juan, so there's, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Jay. There are two schools of thought here, which is that the leading thing is I'm putting my hands up here. I'm not racist, but thing is, mermaids aren't black. Well, here's the thing about mermaids. They are fictional creatures.
What?
The second school of thought as well, you know, it does not hold up to the original, right? Like they didn't a gender swap or race swap like Pinocchio or whatever. So like those are two schools of thought. It's just like both of them just, in my opinion, feel like they're just trying to be quiet racist. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, or which school of thought. It sounds, well, Juan, you said it's very stupid, but I don't know which school of thought you think is more correct. But I feel like they're both just, they want to be quiet racist, but don't want to say the word racist because they don't want to be canceled.
Were they this upset when fucking Nick Fury turned into Samuel L. Jackson?
No, because they made him that way in the comic books.
And the retelling, when they brought the Ultimate Universe, they modeled him after fucking Samuel L. Jackson. But the prior Nick Fury was more of a David Hasselhoff fucking modeling.
But at that point, the Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury had been out to where a lot of comic book readers had gotten used to seeing him as Nick Fury.
And I also think, Jay, you hit a very important point. Comic book readers, not the general audience. There's only a specific niche group of people who are going to go read comics. And those people, I feel like, are a little more open-minded only because they literally are reading books where people are doing all these fantastical things, where race, creed, color, species does not matter. So like, you know, when Nick Fury became a black person, it was a thing because it was like, hey, this guy looks like Samuel L. Jackson. And it was just literally the same character. It wasn't a huge controversy. If it was, it didn't exist in the age where the internet was just in everything. So my next question to you guys is, do you feel like, because I came across another video after Jay sent his links and kind of went down a little bit of a YouTube black hole. There's one more take, which I think I found to be interesting because it wasn't like, you know, because everyone was defending like mermaids don't have a race because they were fictional. This guy was like, Disney is doing this to be disruptive.
What?
Like, yeah, hear me out. This guy, he's essentially saying he only dislikes the casting because it's being disruptive by Disney, because they're just trying to like placate the politics of it, right? Not to say that this girl doesn't deserve the job, that she can't act, that she can act, she can sing, she can do all those things. But the choice in and of itself is disruptive, and that's the only reason Disney did it. It's taking away from the movie. So do you guys agree with some of those aspects?
So no, I don't agree. I would agree that Disney is being disruptive if they took a real person, made their story, and decided, hey, let's cast a white or black or Hispanic person instead of whatever race they're supposed to be in real life. But because this is a fictional fucking character, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, go ahead, Jay.
It does. I mean, Ariel is a beloved character that most people kind of grew up.
Ariel,
you know,
Disney Ariel is a beloved character, but if you go back to the original fucking Little Mermaid, she dies in the fucking.
But no one is going back to the Hans Christian Andersen telling of, or the Grimm's fairy tales of the Little Mermaid. You know, it's the Ariel from the Disney Renaissance film that people are that's their Ariel, you know, like
Yeah. I mean, I've heard such egregious things as like, well, this is taking away, you know, the possibility of little redhead girls having the opportunity to have someone to feel seen, to feel like they have representation.
Oh,
you
God.
Know. Well, yes, Juan. It's but you know, but like I said, you know, this guy was like, Disney's casting was just disruptive. Like they did it, they did it to be disruptive. And because it's so disruptive, is distracting from whatever the movie could have done, like, or was going to do. It is either going to do better than that because people want to see if the Black Mermaid is going to be better than the original, or it's going to do worse than that because they are boycotting it because she's a Black mermaid.
Sebastian's still black.
He's a crab.
Well,
He was voiced by a black person.
well, I mean, you know, well, Black Scent is in it. That is
Who's black?
You know,
Black Scent is oh my God, it is
the black
Shang-Chi's
accent.
friend. Yeah, the Black Scent
Whose friend?
is, oh my God, I can't think of her name.
Aquafina.
Yes, Aquafina. She's Black Scent.
Oh,
she's
there.
Black Scent. She is in it.
I hope that Disney just doesn't do this because they want to be disruptive, because like there's also the reaction videos of these little black girls and they're watching the trailer, and like it fills my heart with joy to see all these black girls excited about, you know, this little mermaid, and they all go, she looks like me.
Yeah,
you know?
it is a beautiful thing. It is one of those things that like, and it started happening with Coco, not Coco, Encanto. I don't know, you guys seen Encanto?
No,
Yeah.
but it really started with Coco, didn't it?
Well, no. Well, I bring up Encanto because there is one of the kids there. He's like he's a darker, I don't know what.
Oh, the youngest one, the one that
the youngest one who can talk to animals. Yeah, there's like kids. There's like this kid is me. I'm an Hispanic kid who's just as dark as this guy. My hair is just curly like him. There's so much representation, and there's a lot to unpack there when, you know, you talk about representation. And we talked about that, and you know, how many more movies like that do we need before, you know, we don't need any more. And I think Jay brought up, is like, there's never enough because the scales are just not even close to being balanced.
But we didn't even get this type of reaction when fucking The Princess and the Frog came out.
Well, I mean, it was a cartoon.
And the other thing you have to, that's not true.
Encanto's a fucking cartoon.
Well, that's not true, Juan. You have to remember when The Princess and the Frog came out, it took place in the bayou, right? And the main character was also African American. The biggest controversy was Ray, the Firefly. Remember, he was like,
he's a racist kind of.
Yeah, he was like, we can't be openly racist because Tiana is in it, but we'll have this Firefly be what we assume like these Bayou folk are. Like,
yeah, but Bayou, it was a Bayou folk. It wasn't really like true, like. But, he's going to be black, or
here's the thing: I don't know, but they were trying to encapsulate a culture and wrongly so, probably in a Firefly. So, you know, it's like again, I ask you, do you think so? If you don't think Disney did it, I honestly don't. I don't think they did it to be disruptive. I think they did it because this little girl, she was the best one for the job. Like it just so happened, like they would have cast whoever was the best for the job. She can sing, she can act. And so like I feel like she did it. You know what I mean?
Who's going to play Ursula?
Melissa McCarthy.
Yes, that's right. Well, I mean, if you look at the cast, I think, and we talked about this last time, the cast in and of itself is a very, very diverse group. Like there's Javier Bardem is in it, aside from Halle Bailey, but there's Awkwafina. There's Queen Selena. I have no clue who that is, but played by Norma Dume Swansea. I can't. This is why I don't get to go anywhere. But you know, like these people, there's a very there's a very diverse cast. There's even a guy
who's playing Prince Eric.
Prince Eric is a white guy named Jonah.
So
Howler King.
How much longer until we start getting people complaining about interracial them being an interracial couple?
Well, I mean,
why would they complain about that?
Well, they're complaining about the fact that she's black. So I'm wondering, when are they going to start nitpicking that?
But I mean, nobody complained about the interracial couple in Sonic the Hedgehog.
I never saw Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, just know that there's an interracial couple in it, and
Why
there was
would
no
people
backlash
complain about a black Little Mermaid? I still don't get it.
Because just like Jay said, like people grew up watching Ariel, right? Like and Ariel to them is that red-haired white hair, that red-headed white girl in the ocean, and the mermaid part in and of itself is separate, right? It's separate in their minds. So
yeah, I mean, like, what if they did a live action Moana and then they recast Moana with, I don't know, someone who was like Puerto Rican?
No, but isn't Moana based on
Polynesian, Pacific Islander,
folklore though? Like,
yeah,
like,
but
no, but like it's based on folklore. It's not based on a fucking fairy tale.
Well, so is the Little Mermaid.
No,
yeah,
that's a fucking fairy tale. That is a fairy tale.
Well, technically, they are both fairy tales, Juan. The core difference between the two is that Moana is based in a cultural understanding, right? Like Moana is steeped in the culture of the Polynesian Pacific Islander culture. So, like, when you can't just make a live action version of Moana and not have, people of that culture, that race, play those people without there being a huge backlash. There's, and to Jay's point, there's another because their biggest another argument is well, what if we took Black Panther and recast it with like Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling? Like, what if we did that? And if you look for it, there's a trailer of Black Panther with Ryan Gosling's face on there with Chadwick Boseman's voice underneath. It's so
it already sounds ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you know what? I was talking to someone about this, and they're like, well, just like let them do it. Why? Because it's ridiculous. Because like, like the core Black Panther isn't even that they're black. It's that like is that where that culture comes from. It comes from Africa. And there are white people in Africa. I'm not saying there isn't. But like T'Challa, the king of Wakanda, the Black Panther has traditionally been played by an African American man. Like that's just, or a black guy. So you know what I mean? Like
it's only been played once.
Well, I mean in the comics, like it's not like, and there's another point here on the interweb. It's just that like there have been brown mermaids in the Little Mermaid in their cartoon series. So like it's not unheard of. It's just to play the titular character.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, that's what people are mad because she's in the starring role, and
yeah,
it's upsetting because like dark skinned characters, they don't really take the limelight a lot of times. It's harder for like dark skinned characters to be in the spotlight, because there's this stigma that they're just not as pretty as like lighter skinned characters, and it's so upsetting, because a lot of people, they grow up and they don't see themselves represented in Hollywood as like a pretty person, or so you kind of grow up like wanting to have lighter skin. You don't accept yourself because your skin is darker, and you just don't see anybody like yourself on the big screen or television. But to see like the reaction of these little girls that they see themselves in the Little Mermaid, it already builds their self-esteem.
Yeah, I think being able to see yourself reflected, even if it's only vaguely, I think that's a huge thing, because again, to Jay's point, there are many people, men and women, boys and girls, who grow up thinking they're hideous because when they look on TV, their favorite TV shows, their favorite colognes, their clothes, their clothing brands, they're all modeled by white people. And they don't look like that. Their noses don't look like that. Their hair doesn't do that thing. That is just like, it's a thing. And so to have any sort of representation of any kind, it is, it's important. It's important. And for people to want to like rip this down, for people to want this not to happen, I find it to be the most incredibly ridiculous thing, like, and so petty when there are other things going on in the world that, and it's just like it's pointless. Like it's just because we can, you know. It's like it's for no other reason.
At the end of the day, they're still going to make a lot of money, and I'm hoping that those people bitching and complaining about the casting is just a minority.
But you know what? I also wish that they would make more characters that were just based in like different ethnicities. You know, like original characters where like people.
Yeah,
they already see themselves in, and you know they can relate to already, you know, and they can claim it as their own. You know, like Static Shock.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and so that's the last thing is that you know the Static Shock universe is full of diversity, and Static Shock is a very black kid who I think he lives in DC, as a matter of fact. So you know what I mean, but that is one of the things that the guy said on YouTube. He's like, you know, he's like, I dislike the casting choice because it's distracting from the movie. Like, I wish they would have just cast a white person so that I could so that I can go back to knowing this movie was going to be crappy, like all the other live action Disney remakes recently, and then like, you know, and move on with my life. But because this casting is so controversial, it is garnering more attention than it probably really needs.
So I have a question. At what point will people start claiming to suffer the same exact stigma or feeling that people of other skin color feel right now? Like when, like you want to see more ethnic characters out there. When do you think people that are not as ethnic are going to start complaining that they're not being represented?
I mean, they're already saying that.
Yeah, I mean, by complaining about, I don't want to say complaining, but by mentioning Little Mermaid they're already complaining that they don't have representation. I said there are people who are saying that little redhead girls don't have anyone for representation when, you know, they have Merida, they have Anna from Frozen. They have their pick, you know, and
they have Black Widow.
Yeah, they have Black Widow. So I mean, like they have.
She's not a real redhead.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because she's a fictional character, and
she was introduced. She was introduced as a redhead.
Yeah, and Natasha Romanoff is notoriously she's a redhead. So I feel like, you know, yeah. I mean, they're already complaining about that. So that's not the.
They should bring back like Pippi Longstocking if they want.
That's
like
true.
Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
But that's not a real person.
Well, I mean, you know, but it's just crazy because, you know, they just claiming they don't have representation. And it's kind of crazy because like, cause Jay, you also sent an article over about racial casting in Hollywood, you know, and I think to your point, Jay, is that they just need to create more roles in general where they're already diverse and ethnic, and they are in and of themselves their own entity. So they're not like, you know, and I think I mentioned this last time we talked about like Spider-Man and Miles Morales, where like Miles Morales needs to be his own Spider-Man because if he's Peter Parker, he's just gonna be the Black Peter Parker. And I think to your point, Jay, that we need to get away from that. We just need to create characters like Static Shock, you know, who just exist in our universe as whatever ethnicity they are. And the stories evolve from there so that they're not searching for identity within some other character.
Yeah, and you know, when they're casting in Hollywood, they're not casting specific races. They're just casting characteristics, you know?
Yeah. So do you guys think that that overall Hollywood in and of itself is trying to get better about casting? Like,
yes.
Really? You think so?
I think so, or I think they're trying to push a bigger effort of saying, "Hey, look at how many black people were nominated this year, or look how many black shows we have." I think they're trying to make an effort. I think it's a little bit like, "Hey, look at me, look at what we're doing," type of thing.
Well, when you put it like that, Juan, it sounds a little disingenuous, right? Because they are going, "Hey, look at me! I have 7 black people in my movie."
No, and I think that's how I feel right now. I feel like that because everybody is upset about it. the Hollywood studios is like, well, we can't really lose that demographic. Let's show them what we're doing. I mean, it happened with gay couples. They're getting upset. Let's toss in more gay couples. Let's toss in gay scenes. Even Disney did it with Beauty and the Beast when they made LeFou gay. I think they want to do that. I honestly think that at some point they're going to have to move to a true blind casting people based on their skill or characteristic of the character that they're going to play. Except if the character is based on a true historic character or on a true living person. I think yes, that's when.
Well, then how do you explain Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah. If I knew the lyrics, I would start singing.
I haven't seen Hamilton, and are you going for the fact that it was Lil Manuel Miranda that plays him?
Well, I mean, if you see the cast, they're not white.
Yeah, the majority of them.
But Alexander Hamilton didn't rap in the good old times, did he?
No, but I mean, if you're casting a historical figure,
no, but I think what I mean more is how much of Hamilton is truly like, I don't want to say a biopic, but yes, it's based on true characters and true events, but it's a little tricky, right? Yeah, like it's a musical. It's like Titanic, the musical. It's a horrible fucking tragedy, but yet we have a Tony Award-winning musical about people sinking and dying.
Well, I mean, it was about the history of Alexander Hamilton, who I'm learning from the first verse of this song, which he was a bastard, an orphan, and the son of a whore. And on top of all that, he was a Scotsman. Dropped and yeah. So which makes me think that he didn't share any DNA with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
No, but Lil Manuel Miranda wrote that shit. So,
but yeah. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
It's I think to Jay's point, I think Hollywood in and of itself, I think it doesn't really matter. So it's about the story, right? Like I think Lin-Manuel Miranda found a very compelling story in Hamilton, and he wrote it, and he cast who he thought was best for it. And the fact that
himself.
Well, I mean, obviously, he was going to be in it, but I think he cast himself in it, and the people around him were just the best in the business for what he was trying to accomplish. And I think it didn't bury the story. Because I think it was told in a very different fashion. It wasn't told in a traditional way. Like if it was just a traditional play, I think there would have been a little more to do about it. But I think all of that got overshadowed by the fact that there was rapping and there was singing, and the cast was just really
catchy
good.
Catchy beats, motherfucker. Yeah, catchy beats.
Yeah, music binds us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all like popular because it did well. Yeah. But what if it didn't do well?
What if it was horrible?
What if it was Shrek the Musical?
Yeah, what if it was horrible? Do you think they would blame the casting?
I think yes. I mean, because I think that would have been exactly why they're like, well, this diverse musical falls flat because the cast sucks.
Maybe George was never black.
But the King George was still white.
He was still white too.
Shows how much I've seen Hamilton. That's one of the musicals I refuse to run to because of how popular it was and how hard it was to get tickets.
Just because you were inconvenienced.
Most villains are still cast white.
It's true. That's very, very true. So do you think like over the next couple of years that we will see? Well, because, and I think, Jay, you brought this up a couple episodes ago when we talked about this, is that, casting directors, casting agents are looking for characteristics. They're looking for people that fit these character descriptions. Do you think that we'll see ethnicity play less of a part and more of we're looking for literally this body type, this personality type, and someone who can portray that? And we'll see more ethnicity swapping in translation from like whatever media they come from, right? They come from books and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I think they're just producing more stories where it's not like the macho, like straight white guy is the protagonist. It's more like a diverse group of people that are trying to be the hero. I mean, look at the Predator movie on Hulu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The protagonist was this little I don't know, Native
American? Native?
Some Native.
I'm not sure what the politically correct term is.
Indigenous?
Yeah, a Native indigenous.
Original occupier? I don't know.
No, I think it's indigenous now, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like Arnold Schwarzenegger or, you know, it was just
who is not indigenous.
Oh yeah, but I mean he's like the archetype of like those types of movies, like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think that's a product of two things, Jay. Thing number one is that I don't think the Hollywood engine has ever produced more material at one time. And I think they're kind of reaching and grabbing for stories and ways to tell them in ways that are interesting and unique. And thing number two is I think that they're also a victim of trying to placate to the public, which is asking for more diversity, but also asking for more stories. So it's like, well, I got to do diversity so I can get this little girl whose name I can't remember, who did a great job in the Predator movie, I think. But, you know, and it's like, hey, here's a little girl who is also of some ethnicity who can also act, who can also help us tell this story, because we got to get all this content out. Because, like, you know, we're Hollywood, we don't have any original ideas, but we have a backlog a mile long.
If people can actually sit there and say they didn't see this movement coming, this change coming, they've had their fucking head in the sand and are just stupid to what's happening around the world. I saw the whole push away from races and people of other ethnicities playing a certain race coming since, gosh, what was it? The Cleveland Show and fucking Simpsons? When they stopped having Hank Azaria voice Apu and the guy that voiced Cleveland stopped voicing him. This is stuff that's been brewing for quite some time. And I think, to be honest, as we move forward, people will probably start getting casted based off their skills and hopefully not their race or...
Well, Juan, you know, the fact of the matter is that they should have been cast that way from the beginning. You know?
Yeah, but that's not how our society was built, man. I mean, even Disney had fucking a shady past with A Song of the South.
But I mean, they're voice actors, though. I mean,
yeah, like
you don't see them. So I mean, like if they were to never show Hank Azaria's face or Mike Henry's face, people would have just thought that they were that person. You know, like they would have thought, oh, this is the character's. You know, this is just a character that they're doing.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, I think there's room for both, right? There's room for unique like stories of different cultures and ethnicities, and I think there's room for us to take chances and like and really kind of put in diverse casts. And I think I talked about this once before with that movie like Sea Beast on Netflix, where the cast is clearly different ethnicities, but really they're all pirates in different colors. Right, there's a brown pirate, a black pirate, but they're all pirates. Like I can't discern any other culture out of them other than pirate.
Yeah, I mean even the original Lion King animated movie, like
oh yeah,
like there was 3 or 4 black actors voicing the characters, and the rest of the cast were white. And like at the time,
who do you had? Darth Vader, what's his name?
James Earl Jones.
Whoopi Goldberg, who was another one.
Robert Guillaume played Rafiki.
Oh yeah. Benson.
And
he also played Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, there was Jonathan Taylor Thomas and
Young
Matthew
Simba.
Broderick, and it's like, but no one really like said anything at the time. You know, when it came out, it was just like, oh, this is a fun movie about Africa.
Yeah. And, you know, it's funny because I didn't realize because you mentioned Jonathan Taylor Thomas that he was the voice actor for Simba, but the singing voice was Jason Weaver, and Jason Weaver is an African American singing artist from like the early '90s who was Simba's younger singing voice, which and he got paid a lot of money to do that, by the way. Like they wanted to pay him a lump sum, and he was like, nah. His mom, who was his agent, was like, no, you should pay him some we'll take less money, but we want residuals, and he made it like a fucking bandit. So, but yeah, but changing gears a little bit, Now, Jay, you have one more story in here about the Emmys of the 2022 having the lowest ratings of all time. I didn't even watch the Emmys and realize they had happened. So you want to talk us through this a little bit?
Well, I mean, it's a historical Emmy because there was a lot of diverse winners. Like the Squid Game actors won Emmys. And then it's sad that I don't know a lot of the actors, but there's a lot of the black actors from the Abbott Elementary School show.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like female black winners for like I think writing, directing, and acting, and it was very historical, and nobody saw it.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I never watched the Emmys year over year, so that's just I've never been like a TV or movie award show guy. I always hear about it. I think I think it's what the Oscars. That's the one, like the big acting one. I think the one I remember the most is Heath Ledger and whoever won and whoever the other guy was who ran in that one, who was also nominated. But
remember when Friends was on the air? Everyone knew like, oh, Friends is a Emmy winning, like you knew like, oh,
but that's
Jennifer
because
Aniston.
they also fucking advertised it when they won. I mean, studios spent a lot of money advertising before the awards for people to keep them in their for consideration. And once they won, they would take out fucking full page ads in Variety congratulating the people and post billboards. Friends, winner of 10 Emmy Awards.
Okay, and then who are the winners of the 2022
Fuck,
Emmys?
I don't know any of the winners, dude. Like if they were to post a fucking billboard and say Blackish won 10 Emmys, I would have been like, oh, okay, they won. But like I don't see it. I stopped watching award shows in high school. Like I would probably see the Oscars because they were fun at some point. But I think the last one I saw was when Whoopi Goldberg fucking hosted it.
As I perused through the article again, and I yes, to Jay's point, a lot of people didn't watch this, and I think it has a lot of different nuance factors that go into it. First of which, it was on Peacock. You guys have Peacock?
Now, the thing is, do you think people didn't watch it because of the diversity in nominations or Peacock or because it's fucking an award show?
I mean, after what Will Smith did at the Oscars, I would imagine that more people are trying to tune in to see what's happening in the award shows.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree. Now, the host...
Yeah, did you guys watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
No.
I didn't watch it.
So here you are with your pitchfork and torch that people didn't watch it, and it was history in the making, yet you didn't watch it. Why?
Well,
I mean, I don't know. I just never watched the
Jay,
Emmys.
let me ask you an important question. Do you have Peacock?
I don't.
Everybody has Peacock. It's a free service for the basic thing. And if you want premium shit without commercials, you can subscribe to it. So that's not a fucking excuse.
I think one, in a world where we are saturated to the brim with different streaming services, I think the very fact that this was only streaming live on Peacock, I think that's part of the problem. Problem number 2 is that I think
conspiracy time.
Well, no,
it was streamed on Peacock because we knew it was diverse and nobody was going to watch it if we stick it on Peacock.
You have to remember what like that these are old Hollywood like awards, right? What kind of people run old Hollywood? You think it's some young hip guys with like their streaming boxes that have all this stuff? I don't think so, right? You remember that they had this whole Oscars so white thing. I feel like this might be the same thing with the Emmys. Now, Kenan Thompson was the host, which could have played some part in viewership. But the fact of the matter is that I feel like a lot of it has to do with the demographic of people who watch this. It's just like, because I don't mark this on my calendar. I feel like I'm outside of the demographic. In fact, it says here that Kenan only drew a 1.1 million people between 18 and 49 for a total like viewership of like 5.9 million. Now, if this were like streamed on some local, like, CBS, ABC, whatever, I feel like the viewership would have been a lot more, and it would have been a lot more things. And so I ask now, do you guys happen to know?
Do you really think it would have been watched a lot more on regular TV? I mean, we're living in the cord cutting age. A lot more people are getting rid of their basic local channels more and more. And then what was the number again? 4.5 million?
5.9 million kind of total viewership.
That's still a lot. What was the year before?
I don't know, but
no. But if we're talking about it going down, what was the number last year?
It's a 25% decline from last year's Emmys.
Yeah, but I mean,
which it was not
the.
And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jay, but the last Emmys was shown on CBS, so like on a broadcast station, right? So. Go ahead, Jay.
And did we have Emmys last year, or were they canceled because of COVID?
No, the number is a direct correlation between last year. So last year it was on CBS that had 7.9 million people, and the host, I believe, drew like 1.9 million people from the key demographic of 18 to 49.
Yeah, and Peacock is like one of the least popular streaming services for me. I mean, there's not a show on Peacock that I'm like, oh, I gotta watch that show on Peacock. Like,
didn't you binge fucking Saved by the Bell?
No, I didn't.
No, that was me. Me. But I'm not going back because it's, but yeah, to Jay's point, like I don't think that Peacock was the place that it should have been on. It should have been like simultaneously streamed, like, on some broadcast station. I think that would have helped to get equal numbers. The other piece is that, yes, less people watched this show. And I think, to your point, Juan, yes, we're in an age of cord cutting, but I think this show, like, this stuff doesn't mean as much to this generation. I
agree on that statement. Yes.
House of Dragons is pulling more viewership on a weekly basis than this
Game of fucking Thrones.
Well, but this is historic. These are actors and actresses who create the content like House of Dragons. You're sitting there for maybe 2-3 hours. You don't think that they deserve the same kind of viewership, the same kind of like.
No, because it's an award show. So here's the thing. I agree. Yeah, I think award shows are going to the wayside. I think that they're give it maybe 5 years and they're going to stop. If anything,
I don't think so.
I think they will. I think if anything, maybe the Oscars will continue. But no, I think people are not caring more and more about fucking award shows. 1, 2, I think Peacock made the pull for the Emmys to be only on the streaming service because they wanted to pull viewers in, and they know that regular television isn't doing it. In fact, isn't football being shown now on Amazon Prime?
It is.
So that's them trying to pull the viewership that football traditionally gets onto their streaming service. So I think that's why it was done on Peacock. And if they would have shared it with a live, even their parent television, NBC, if they would have done it, I think it would have hurt their viewership to Peacock. I think it was, let's pull people into Peacock, and while they're here, let's try to sell them a premium subscription, or let's try to show them what other shit we have on this streaming service. And in fact, and then going back to Jay, Peacock, yes, it's not your cup of tea, but when it launched, it made a historic launch, didn't it, Sean?
It did. It did make a pretty good name for itself. It had catapulted itself in a place that was above other streaming services like Apple TV, which had just launched kind of a little bit earlier.
And they also got like major kudos because when they launched, they were extremely prepared and their servers didn't shut down like fucking Disney Plus did.
They might have also just not had the demand. But I mean,
I think they did because people were talking shit about when Disney Plus launched that I think their service shut down, or I may be confusing them.
No, the Disney Plus service did absolutely shut down. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like, to your point, Juan, yes, I agree. This stuff may be going by the wayside, but they are still going to exist as long as there's some part of that generation it's still here, that's having that happen. Some other interesting facts that I think, the last normal year of the Emmys, that was back in 2019, their total viewership was like 6.9 million. It doesn't say who the host was, and I don't remember it, but their highest rated Emmys were back in 1992, and the hosts were Tim Allen, Kirstie Alley, and Dennis Miller. Sound pretty salty to me.
That was back when like sitcoms were like golden television.
Yeah, it's what you say that because the series that took away the biggest awards were Murphy Brown and Northern Exposure. Second to that were in the 2000s, that 21.8 million viewers, and that's Gary Shandling hosting. Rest in peace. And the biggest shows were Will and Grace and The West Wing. So, I mean, it could be a combination of that, but the difference between that is that they were both aired on CBS. You know what I mean? So I feel like not being aired on a broadcast network, I think kind of hurt the viewership.
Well, it's also sad because this is the most wins from a lot of minority actors, producers, directors, and no one noticed, and it's really sad because there's a lot of
5.9 million people noticed. That is not nobody.
Okay, then who are the winners?
I don't know the winners from 2 years ago. I don't give a shit.
But what he's saying is that exact point, Juan, is that you don't care. Most people don't care. 5.9 people who tuned in, they care. But these people aren't getting this wide stage recognition like the folks in 2000 were when Kirstie Alley.
By 1 million people.
No. But by 15 million people, something like that. Like 21.8 million people versus like the 6 million people that tuned in to watch the.
In 2019, how many people was it? 6 point what?
6.9.
Okay,
6.9.
so let's not compare it to 1992. Let's compare it to 2019. So
sure.
the fact of the matter is it dropped down by 1 point something million.
Yeah, but at one point the Emmys were just as glamorous as the Oscars.
Yeah. So Juan, I mean, I think the point is that these people.
Well, Jay is making it seem like this historic thing in the Emmys happened and only one family watched it. It was 5.9 million people.
Yeah, but I mean, that in itself isn't going to make some of the winners a household name. Like back when Jennifer Aniston or the cast of Friends was winning Emmys, you don't think
okay, so who won the Emmys right now? Let's see if they're household names. Who won the Emmys?
That's my point.
No, I'm asking you. You're up in arms. I'm expecting you to know who the fucking people are that won the Emmys.
I mean, that's my point. Nobody knows. I don't know.
Then how can you be up in arms?
I'm up in. You're accusing me of being upset about the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true. But Juan. So Jay, I will say. Thank you for putting these show notes together. I think it drove a very engaging conversation. But thing number two, Juan, I will tell you that we can give you something else to be upset about because now you know what time it is?
No, I am not even fucking ready for that shit.
Well, great, because we're going into the gauntlet.
No.
That's where...
Oh, gauntlet. Yeah, okay, good.
This is how I know you don't listen to me. This is how I know you don't listen. We're going to go into the gauntlet. So
Hey,
Gauntlet,
do we have new songs or
we do. Gauntlet Master General Ozzy, he put together a whole new Gauntlet for us, and I don't even know how many songs are included in here, but they did come with a disclaimer.
There's no Debbie Does Dallas?
There's no Debbie Does Dallas because all of the soundtracks are from American sitcoms from the 1970s to the 2010s. This includes some animated sitcoms. Good luck.
These are all TV shows?
Yeah, these are TV shows.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what a sitcom is.
Well, I feel like Jay, his ears perked up because I feel like he's gonna mop the floor with this.
Yeah,
this
he
one.
will. He will. He's probably the most versed in pop culture of all three of us.
But the rules remain the same with one caveat here. Now, in the past when we've done this gauntlet style, you can disagree, and if you disagree, you need to have an answer. But there's no way for me to guarantee that Juan is just stealing the answer of the person who answered. Because in this season, if I'm wrong,
because
you're a cheater, Juan. Because
you are a cheater. You are a cheater.
How am I a fucking cheater? Just no.
You're a cheater. And because you're a cheater, Juan, what we're going to do this time is that when you disagree, you are going, before you give your answer, first, the person with the least amount of points will go first. So if Jay has the least amount of points, that's who goes first. And then if he disagrees, you guys have to put your answers inside of the Zoom chat. So then I know you're not just copying Jay's answer. Okay? Can
You know,
Juan,
the rule should have been that I can't use Google. So fuck you.
Those were the rules.
No, fuck you.
Well, Juan, the rules have always been that these answers come from your brain. The fact that you've admitted to using Google
And
only
Google
proves the point.
is my extension of my brain. So screw you.
But well, that explains a lot. Good job, Google. Good job. But anyway, gentlemen, are you ready for this season's gauntlet? Are you guys ready to think about some TV shows?
Yeah.
Alf.
All right. This is exactly why no one takes you anywhere, Juan. Exactly.
Small Wonder.
So, okay.
Fraggle Rock.
Now I won last season's gauntlet.
Snorkels.
So I will. Juan, you came in with the least amount of points last season. So that that
because
means
you guys cheated.
So that means, Juan, that you get to choose. That you get to go first. You get to go first.
From what number to what number?
You get 1 to 60.
30.
Number 30. And again, 1 second, 3 second, or
3
5
seconds. 3 seconds.
3 seconds?
Yes.
All right, track number 30, 3 seconds. Here we go.
No one told you that
I'm not sure if they won an Emmy, but Friends?
Jay, do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
I also agree. And Juan, how many points is that for you again? 1 point?
3 points.
Is it 3 points?
Yeah, I thought 1 point is 1 second. No, 5 points is 1 second. 3 points is 3 seconds, and 1 point is 5 seconds.
5 points. 1 second. 5 points.
5 points, 1 second, 3,
Yeah.
and then 1. So 3 points.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Juan, the answer to this is it's Friends.
What?
at that. Good for you, man. Look at this. This isn't going to be as bad for you as I thought.
No, but
I was hoping-
it is because I don't know how old fucking Ozzy thinks we are, but you said 1970 to 2010. That's a big fucking window.
That's what she said. Well, hey. Well, Juan, you're on the board already. 3 points on the board for the very, very first episode. You know what this means? This is the last point you'll ever receive. That's what this means.
That's what your mom said after a speeding ticket.
What?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say jokes I don't understand. All right, Jay, it's your turn now. What do you got? 1 through 60? 30 is not an option.
45.
45. Colt 45. 1 second, 3 second, or 5 seconds?
3 seconds.
3 seconds, track number 45 coming up.
You and me, baby, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
These are so
Oh,
easy.
I know. Oh, man.
It's the Jeffersons.
Damn, it is Jefferson's. It is. I agree. Juan, do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
And the answer is the Jeffersons. Oh, look at that. 3 points. I get the feeling that I'm going to pick a number here. Juan, in tradition, You know what this means? That you get to pick a number for me. So
31.
31 flavors. Number 31 for me. And I'm going to do 3 seconds because that seems to be the golden number here. Here we go.
Sometimes you wanna go.
Okay.
Oh, goddamn. Fucking Ozzy, dude. Come on. Come on.
Well, you know what this means, guys. You know what this means.
Everybody, it's a tie.
No. Well, first of all, I'm going to say that the answer to this is cheers. That the answer is cheers.
No.
Do you guys agree or disagree?
Agree.
I agree.
Okay. Well, just to make it official, the answer is cheers, and I get 3 points. Look at me. I get 3 points. That means we're all tied. That means we're tied for the very first gauntlet. You know what this means?
Should we do another?
We
Because
should.
this went quick too.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah.
You want to do a tiebreaker?
Yeah, let's do a tiebreaker.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna do a tiebreaker, then the deal is if we do this,
cuts the minute of Juanson since I have no shit.
we will do a tiebreaker. But here's the thing: if we do this tiebreaker, it's gonna be for 1 second. For 1 second.
Okay.
And
No.
why? Why
3
not for
seconds.
1 second? No.
You're
For
wasting 3 fucking songs, man. Or is the tiebreaker going?
No, it's just one
we
song.
play one song, 1
Oh,
second, and
Yeah, one
Okay,
song,
yeah,
1 second
okay.
tiebreaker.
Let's do that.
Okay, all right. You know what, Juan, you can pick the number on this guy. It doesn't matter.
57.
57. 57, 1 second, and it goes. You're going first, Juan. You're going first. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll play it again. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
play it again. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Come on. Yeah. See, this one. What happened, Juan? It was so easy. What happened? You got overconfident there. What's going on? Do you have a guess? Yes or no? What's getting very quiet over there? What's wrong, buddy?
It's an older sitcom. Speed Racer.
Okay. Well, I honestly don't know what this is. So, but I know
You
that
have
it's
to
not
guess.
Speed Racer.
That's what I did.
I know that it's Speed Racer. I know it's not Speed Racer. Yeah, I got no clue. I'm gonna say Welcome Back, Kotter, but I feel like that's not correct. I know that's
Coach
not
Carter.
correct.
No,
Jay, how
hanging
about
with Mr. Cooper. Jay knows it. I see this fucking smirk on his face. I see. look at that fucking smirk. Yo, fuck you. That's why you know it.
I do know it.
Yeah. What is
well-
it? What is it? Just educate us already.
It's the Partridge Family.
What?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if to agree or disagree.
Danny
But you know what,
Bonaducci.
Jay? But you know what, Jay? The answer is the Partridge Family, and Jay gets 5 points.
Of
He's
course.
in the lead. He's in the lead. That's it. It's over. I quit this gauntlet. Fuck this noise. I'm going 1 second for the rest of the season. That's not true. I'm lying.
It's
That's not
early in
true,
the game, man. It's early in the
Here's
game.
the thing. Here's the thing. Even if we had played 5 seconds, I wouldn't have known it. Because I've never watched a Partridge Family.
Me neither. I only know Danny Bonaducci because he used to go to the my old job a lot. I think he had a pass, and he always stomped around angrily.
It's a very weird thing to share with us, Juan. Very weird thing to share with us. Now, Juan, well, Jay, first of all, congratulations for being in the lead on the gauntlet for the tiebreaker in the very first episode. That leaves Juan, you at 3 points, me at 3 points, and Jay at 8 points. Look at that. 8 points already in the lead. I don't know what we're going to do.
Hell yeah. Landslide.
Landslide victory. God damn it. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. But Juan, I know you said you didn't have anything. You hadn't used your brain yet, but I think it's time to give you some time to talk about whatever you want. And I made a new intro music for you. Juan, are you ready? Are you ready?
And now it's time for It Does Not Compute with Juan Intelligence. Zip, zip.
This is going to be a very silent 1 minute, so enjoy the silence, folks, because
That's what
Well,
she said.
I'm going to say I love that shit. It's so funny.
fuck
Is
you
that
guys.
is that all you got? Is that all the mighty intelligence has to say?
I'm not going to say shit. Fuck you. It's going to be an awkward minute.
His AI is broken.
Oh, the update is that the firmware is corrupted. Come on.
Come on.
This is probably the best part of the podcast right now.
No, fuck you. Just cut the minute already.
He got 47 seconds of Juan sense.
Come on. Nothing?
Cricket. I'm not gonna talk. You changed the intro. Fuck you.
I didn't. I think it's fitting.
Your mom is fitting.
Oh shit.
Dude, that's so offensive about my mom.
You're right. I apologize. Your aunt.
Jon Snow fucked his aunt.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Those Targaryens like cousin.
They have funny customs.
Well, Juan, thank you for your time. Thank you.
There, thank you. Minute is up, bitches.
And that was Does Not Compute with Jizz. That's it.
Thank you.
It's like weird Star Tours.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your new music. Jay, thank you for putting these show notes together. We reached that part of the episode.
You didn't thank me for the show notes, and I actually typed shit. He just copy and pasted.
He also typed stuff.
I did.
There's questions here that I ask,
and I titled the episode.
He did. He really did.
Black Mermaids in White Hollywood.
Yeah. So, Juan, I'm going to need you to get off your fucking high horse and write the next episode's show notes.
I will. I will, motherfucker. I will.
But Juan, are you done?
Not yet. What else you got?
What?
Well, I mean, I got your mom, but...
it's okay to make fun of my mom, but when I make fun of your mom, it's not okay.
What does your mom care? She's dead.
Wow.
Damn.
God. Fucking shit. Wow,
Sean,
Jay.
Is that you over there?
Now I'm fucking done. I need to log off to go cry. Fuck you, Jay.
Well, Juan,
Fuck.
Juan, I'm glad you are done.
Fuck,
glad you're done.
No, I'm done. End it.
Well, all right. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. I mean, do you think that Hollywood is going to ever get more diverse? You think that casting Ariel as a black girl was a good idea? Tell us. We want to know. Juan, take it away.
Hey,
do your thing.
Thank you. Hey, folks, don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. That helps us get on the charts. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Amazon, Instagram, and Twitter. Our handle is at INCYCSHOW. You can email us some of your suggestions and comments at INCYCSHOW@gmail.com. Again, that's INCYCSHOW@gmail.com. You could also leave us a voicemail because we all know we haven't gotten one of those in a while at www.anchor.fm/INCYCSHOW. And we still have merch. And guess what? The code is back up and live. It is Juantober to get... I don't know what kind of discount, but you get a fucking discount. And if you don't want that sticking shirt that Julio, Herbert, Peter, and our other 3 listeners haven't bought, they have other cool merchandise. In fact, I'm wearing this really cool Gambit bracelet I just bought from them. Check them out. It's worth it. And fuck you, Jay. Fuck you, Sean. Peace.
Dude, have you been practicing?
With your mom?
God damn, dude.
Well, I mean, she told me all about it. Hey, man. Hey,
she said I was the best.
She said you were quick to the draw. Sometimes you didn't even make it out of the underwear. But you know what? Hey, man, it's okay. We were all young once.
You know that was dumb fucking AIs is premature ejaculators.
Yeah, it's true. They don't know any better. Well, yeah, I think you've been practicing, man. That was actually probably your best outro ever.
Well, I mean, he's had 85 episodes to practice.
It's true.
We didn't do it from episode 1, did we?
Yeah, it's always been there, man.
No, with me.
Yes,
we also had episode 0. So
yeah,
which one was episode 0? Cobra Kai?
I don't remember.
No, that was it's titled The Test That May Never Be.
That was Cobra Kai, wasn't it?
You know, I honestly don't remember.
I know the first episode we did was Cobra Kai because I remember doing it from my bed thinking that it was fucking a test episode, and then you ended up posting it.
Yeah, we all make mistakes, Juan. It's okay.
Yeah, I should have been wiped off on the Kleenex or wiped off. That was a mistake.
Okay, well, anyway, everybody, thank you for listening. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Happy Wantober, everybody. Good night.
Wantober, bitches.
Good night, Jizz.
Good night, Jizz.
Zit.
Zit.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Good night, everybody.
Fuck me.
It's good to be back.
Good night.